organized play around the world in different languages. The very first booster set was released internationally in English on December 10th, 2011, and for many was their first introduction to the card fight world. But for those that weren't there at the time, allow me to catch you up. CurlyHairedVanguard is a card game where two players compete to be the first to inflict 6 damage to the other player in order to win. Much like a battlefield, you have a main leader called the Vanguard. This unit is the heart of your battalion and represents you in the fight. Your Vanguard has different types of supporting units in its army called rearguards, which can power up other units, defend them from harm, and perform other unique abilities. One of these types of units are trigger units, which are recognized by their yellow bottom trim and the symbol in the top right corner. These units work directly with your Vanguard to sway the entire flow of the battle. Your Vanguard is special in that when it declares an attack or is hit when it attacks, you get to perform a check. This check allows you to reveal the top card of your deck. The purpose of this check is to see if any of the revealed cards are trigger units. The symbol on a trigger unit activates an effect when revealed during these checks, as well as allowing the revealer to give a unit power till the end of the turn. There are 4 types of triggers. There's the critical trigger, which increases the damage a unit can deal this turn by 1. The draw trigger, which allows you to draw 1 card. The stand trigger, which lets one of your units attack again this turn. And finally, the heal trigger, which allows you to heal 1 damage. In Vanguard, when an attack is declared, the player being attacked has an opportunity to guard, using their cards in hand, and sometimes from other places. However, when a Vanguard attacks, the check for triggers comes after the guards are placed, allowing the check of a trigger to break through these shields and turn the tide of battle. Likewise, after a Vanguard is attacked, a check occurs that can power up the Vanguard for the rest of the turn, stopping the opposing advance. Both players must balance their resources when attacking and defending, knowing when to push forward aggressively or fall back conservatively. These are some of the core mechanics, terminology, and interactions in CurlyHairedVanguard, summed up as quickly as I can. While it may be a bit jarring for some at first, players during this time were actually able to get some first-hand experience before the first booster set, thanks to the release of the constructed trial decks. On December 3rd, 2011, the first 2 trial decks for Vanguard were released. Trial Deck 1, Blaster Blade, and Trial Deck 2, Gigantic Overlord. The Blaster Blade trial deck was based on Royal Paladin, while the Gigantic Overlord one was based on Kagro, 2 of the clans of Vanguard. Clans are like Vanguard's color system. All cards are from a clan, and each clan has playstyles or certain mechanics exclusive to them.
There is a fly that I'm gonna go assassinate real quick. Hold on. I think I got it. Oh. Alright. Let's get back to work, I guess.
So, as I mentioned last time, I think we are in full BRO mode. We are going to try and see if we can compete in BRO this time around. We have until whoa, don't want to make chat big. We want to make this big. Hold on a minute. This one? No. That's not the one. This one? Yeah, that one. Cancel that. In case you're wondering what we're listening to here. So this is the BRO schedule. Is indeed the BARO training arc. Registration ends tomorrow. I'm gonna try and submit my deck today. And I think I got the build worked out because I've been testing it. If you guys have been following me on Twitter, I've been taking it to locals. Haven't been seeing like crazy results, but been seeing more results than I thought I would be. So I don't have my thing. So hopefully the music's not too loud, but let's go back here. As I lower this a little bit because it's loud for me. Yeah, tomorrow. So I made sure to put myself an alarm for today, so I remember to do it today before tomorrow comes around and I completely forget. So the build we're going to be using, which I know might sound stupid to broadcast what I'm going to be playing and the exact build, but BRO is open set lists, so it doesn't matter. Or open deck lists, right? So it doesn't really matter. You rolled, you fit into Palfin, no thanks to me. Well, glad that I did not help you. The build is let's just start a new deck. I don't know why I even bothered with that old list, because for whatever reason I haven't played BARO in CFA since like set 3 or something like that. So we have just this ancient list from many moons ago. We're gonna put this into set order, please. So the ride line has remained the same as it has been for the dawn of time here. It's the Uncanny Burning, which I've been using with the Regalia, and it's been really cool because I like Uncanny Burning. But I Soul Blast him out, and it's like he's protecting me, which is really cool because it's the first like BARO related card I ever pulled. And it's just the starter that I've been using for the last 2 years or whatever. We're still using this, and of course we're still playing BARO. 3 copies of that. The triggers are a little bit funky, so we're gonna go first to the over trigger. I've talked a lot of how the red one is probably better for BARO, and how, you know, getting like last year, stand twice is nice, or having your like Kokura stand twice is nice. And it turns out it's not really that great, especially I thought it would be great early on as opposed to the other one, because it lets you draw, call something out, because you typically don't call anything out. So you can draw, call something out, give it 100 million and get an extra attack that way, but more importantly get to draw. I think the blue one's better, honestly, after using the red one for a bit. I feel like the blue one just gives you a lot more benefit because you have the ability to have it be an extra crit for 1, but also gives you a card back from your drop, which is kind of nice. Draw 2 late game does kind of suck ass. Getting an extra crit early is nice, even if it's just the 1 swing, since typically the way you have to run the deck now, or at least I'm running the deck, you just don't play any rears early, so you can't get damage denied. Still trying to stay low damage, but not giving them the ability to damage deny you. But, you know, having the capability to rush, but just keeping all of that in mind, right? This is nice. And just getting the free card from drop is nice because it lets you reuse something. So something that I discard for shield. If I had a really bad roll and I had to discard a key piece to like guard or something to make sure I don't die, I can get that back. If I had to discard a PG for ride, I can get that back.
If I just discarded a trigger early on, I can get that back, right? All of that is helpful. As opposed to just drawing a random card, might be good, might not be good. Getting something specifically, I think is a lot better. So I'm starting to think the blue over trigger is kind of better in almost every scenario that I've played. I still feel like the lyrical one is better in Willista as opposed to the blue one, but nonetheless, we're gonna go blue OT for now. Then for the rest of our trigger lineup, it is obligatory 4 copies of Steam TV8, because it does come up where you have to put him into Soul with his skill. 4 copies of the Riley Wildmaster, because we need to draw. I tried experimenting with 3 heals, to be honest with you, and didn't see the best results at the time, but it didn't really make a huge difference. I put it in for an extra crit, and I have been seeing my crits more because I've been playing more crits. I was playing 7 draws before, and I've come down to like 6, 7 crits again or something like that. So I've been seeing it a little bit more often, but the heals are really nice when they come up. So it's unconclusive whether or not I should be crazy and play like 8 crits 5 draw or something like that, or 8 crit 4 draw or something like that. I don't think it makes a huge difference. Technically I would be playing 9 crit, right, because I have this as like the additional crit technically, because of the way the state of the game is, we're not lasting past our 2nd grade 3 turn. It's just not gonna happen. We're gonna die before that, right? Or we're gonna win before that. That's just the way things are. So hoping to like hit triggers late game or whatever, that's really I don't see that really happening. We're typically either gonna be really ahead or really behind, so heals may or may not go off, but that's that. So I think we'll still play the 5 draw. I haven't really had that many issues decking out yet, just because of the fact that we're not playing Keenly Lovely, but at the same time the games are going extremely fast, right? Everyone just hits like a truck, draws, gets shit, so on and so forth, right? But the early game kind of sucks, and that's where BARO kind of comes in and shines on our first grade 3 turn. So I think that's the lineup we're gonna go for. Then we're actually gonna be playing 3 normal PGs and no Elementario. We're actually going to be playing the Evergreen Transfer, because this is in some cases a 1-card PG. I, by grade 3, typically have the excess Soul, right? So it's not that bad to Soul Blast and guard with it. It is much worse than discarding, and considering that Chronojet got hit, I still think Chronojet's going to be played, but Messiah doesn't seem to be showing up as much, at least in our English format. Chronojet kind of quieted down because all the Timmies started playing Gandiva instead. So Elementar maybe not as useful. You know, there are still random like Flagbergs that might show up, random Lorna rolls that might show up, and that'll just fuck my shit up. Absolutely. But other than that, I don't expect to run into any grade 4 decks. So this typically can get the job done. 1-card PG, I'll typically be okay. Still get to get around the guard restricts, just not as, you know, strong as just perfectly guarding. But 25k shield is pretty nice. That brings us up to 38, which in most cases is at least a 1 to pass. So that is that's where we are on that. Other grade 1s, I know I forget the exact build, so I have to take a look at some stuff, because I know for a fact it's like 2 of this and then 4 of the Lilac Lasher, who is here. I'm still confused why not run both. Elementary isn't a Regalius. It's not, but I don't have that space. I just don't have the space. I'm taking out Elementaria versus this because of the fact that Elementaria makes you discard. I'm only running 4 quote-unquote PGs because I don't have the space to technically run 5. The deck space is very tight, and we're not trying to survive with Barrow. That would be great if I had the luxury to play all these defensive pieces, but that's just not what Barrow can do. Trying to play super defensive Barrow, I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe we can consider it. You know what? Maybe that's not a horrible idea. But we'll see. No, yeah, I'm running 3 and then yeah, the 1 Regalia. Because these, again, I have a low hand size, so typically this is just a 1-card guard. And then this is a 1-card guard, whereas the Elementar will always be 2 cards unless they have triple drive, which doesn't happen that often in the current state of things. But yeah, no worries, no worries. You got me thinking I might consider it, I don't know. It might not be horrible, but I don't think we have the space. Because I think we're playing... Wow. That was loud. I don't know if you guys got to hear that. That was my work computer, which for some reason just decides to be crazy loud. Like volume 100%. I think this one time I had to take a meeting without my headset. So it just stayed on mega loud. Anyways. So yeah, I think we're running 3 Engraver. I know we're running 4 Curtis. I should just look at my list. I have it here. I'm just trying to remember it off the top of my head because I tried to build it like on deck log or something like that, and I had an extra card and I couldn't tell what it was per se. So we got the ride line, that makes sense. And I know we have the 4 Lilac Lashers specifically because I know I tried 4 Lilac Lashers in hand testing, and then I kept running into too many Lilac Lashers, and I was like, all right, maybe this is one too many. And then I went to locals, things were going great. Last 3 games, could not see a single freaking Lilac Lasher, and I had to instead awkwardly call out a Barrow Magus rearguard, and it was not Gucci. Had I had a Lilac Lasher, the game would have actually gone in my favor. Or maybe not, I don't remember. But the games definitely would have been more in my favor than they were, right? So Lilac Lasher is essential because he's really the only way that I can win games. He's the main win con to Barrow Magus right now. There is nothing else that helps you win this game. Because Barrow's swing is just pressure that forces your opponent to PG. After that, if you just call out donkey shit from your soul, that's not going to win you the game. You need to hit them with the big numbers. So you got to do the 1, 2, 3 punch with double Lilac if you can. And then the Barrow swing, of course. I say if you can because, of course, if you're playing something like Gandiva, you have to be, against something like Gandiva, you have to be selective when you call out your Lilac Lashers because they will very easily retire them, obviously. So if you're not going to win the game on that swing, or if you only have 1 or 2 Lilac Lashers, maybe be a little bit more conservative. I think it's more worth it just playing extra copies than playing like the Frinaldo to put him into Soul. Because even though Frinaldo gives you decent power when he swings in, because I'm missing cards. This isn't right. Oh, here it is. There's the rest of the cards. I was like, something ain't right. Something's not adding up here. Even though technically Frinaldo gives you the, 30k swing because he comes out with barrels plus 10, making him 20. Then you put in the Lilac into Soul. He swings in for 30, which is an okay number, right? I wish they made him like get plus 15, then he'd actually be pretty decent. But it's an okay number to hit. Persona makes it 40, so it's okay. I think it's just so much better to just go in with double Lilac or the Kogra, which makes Barrow a little bit more threatening. Because yes, they will typically PG it, but lower that because I know that song is very loud. It shouldn't even be playing that. It completely went out of my playlist. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that YouTube would do this. Can we play Fat Dick? Yeah, we'll play Fat Dick. That's the name of this song. This goes here, and then Engraver goes here. We're actually playing 3 of those. We're only playing 3 of the mechanic, which is interesting. But yeah, it's just better to have extra Lilac than to try and rely on Fernaldo, because then you have to actually get him in Soul. You know, he's okay on your first, before the barrel swing on grade 3, right? Because you can use him to put something into Soul, so he gives you a little bit of extra Soul. But that's about it. Whereas Lilac doesn't. But also Lilac is like a pseudo swirler before barrel swing, which is also really good because that's how you catch up in damage. You just hit him with the massive ass numbers, or it's just big number. I'm not gonna tell you the number because it doesn't fucking matter, because there's no way you're gonna hard guard it. You're either gonna PG it, right, or take it. So that really helps. But let's see what we're missing here. So for grade 3s, we're playing still 3 copies of Pandemonium Tactics. We want to be able to soul charge with as little many cards as possible. I brought this up multiple times. You don't want to be playing 5 cards from your hand, 7 cards from your hand to try to hit 15. You want to play as minimal cards as possible, so you're more consistent. You don't need as many cards in your hand. You don't need to go mulligan, search your deck, do all this stuff for all these cards, right? So you want to play whatever soul charges you the most as possible. Unfortunately, one of these is in order, which means that we're not going to be playing as too many copies because it is kind of dead later on. We've taken out the Amandine, as I've mentioned before, because we don't want to rely on having to have 2 counterblasts or something like that to get off our plays, or having multiple cards. That's the main issue with Amandine. I have to take out the blue Overtrigger from my Patrolka deck because apparently this is the last blue Overtrigger I have, which sucks. I thought I had a bunch of them, but apparently I only have like 2. I got the red one and put in the blue one. But yeah. You can, you know, if you want, you can play Amandine. It doesn't work for me. I think Barrow works a lot better if you just stay low damage as possible early on, right? Even though you're gonna get blown out in a lot of games, you know, Wallista can rush you, right? With the Romana Wombo combo, nothing you can do about that. Those situations, tough shit. Hope for the best, right? Maybe Amandine would be nice. The other issue with Amandine is you got to play a lot of like stuff that actually soul charges you, so you're disincentivized from playing Pandemonium because that's 2 counterblasts, and you still need the counterblast for Barrow's actual skill, which is why we don't play like main deck Electro Spartan or anything like that anymore, because he makes you counterblast him. We don't want to have that much damage because we're not going to be able to kill anyone on our first turn unless we get super lucky. We're more than likely going to kill them on the next turn, so we have to survive a turn. So if we're already at 3-4 damage going into our barrow turn, stuff's going to get really tough for us, so we don't want that. But if you play Amandine and other stuff, then you kind of have to do that. You either have to get enough counterblast to actually be able to use it, or you have to have a lot of units that you play out and stuff, like a lot of swirlers and stuff. Make sure you have all of those things so that they add up. Technically, it's less, but at the same time, it's not, because, you know, if I have a Pandemonium Tactics in my deck versus a deck that plays Amandine, to get the same amount of soul, they have to have Amandine, 1 counterblast, right? We both have 1 counterblast. They have to have Amandine and 2 swirlers, or a Kagura, or sorry, a Curtis or Swirler, and they get a little bit more soul, or something like that. That's the only way they can get as much soul as I can with 1 card, which is very strong. So that's why we're playing 4 of that. Sorry, 3 of that, because it is still in order, so it's pretty dead otherwise. We're playing 4 of the Curtis, because Curtis is the bomb diggity. And that's all our grade 3s. For grade 2s, it is the 3 Engravers, 2 Kaguras, And then 4 Lilac Lashers. Kagura is still valid because he does his thing. Where, you know, he still gives you power. You hit him off the top deck. You don't have Persona Ride, you can actually swing in because he gives 5k. If you have extra Counterblast, you can use him to fill up your soul by Counterblast, discard, get something from soul like Curtis, to give you that extra 2 soul or something like that. You know, if it's first grade 3 turn, you can't really win, you can pull out a PG from soul. Since we're not using a mana, we tend to have that extra Counterblast, a little bit of wiggle room. So we have the PG, we can survive next turn, hit the Persona Ride, clap back, win the game. Also can, you know, get your Persona Rides out of soul to again make sure you win next turn. And then finally for the grade 1s, we're playing For the Pony. Excuse me. For the Pony, 1 in Ride deck. We're using the preferred optimal pony lineup of let's see if I can it's not a lot going on this scene here. Doing the preferred pony lineup of the promo one and then the original one. That is the preferred lineup, because you want this snooty bastard to look at your opponent. You want that. That gives you the edge in all your games. So we're playing max that because that's the only way that we can plus from soul charging. Otherwise, we just pray that we don't hit triggers. This lets us actually plus, because the only other way we can plus is by hitting Lilac into soul or Kagura. You know, maybe an engraver if we really need it. But this, you know, goes to soul, we can then plus an extra 1 in soul, power per solar plus 10. Pretty good. And then finally, we are only playing 3 swirlers. Swirler is cool and all, but I've actually been thinking about this a lot, and I finally put it into testing and it finally worked. We're playing 2 Mechanic. I was originally playing 4 of these. Oh. Excuse me, sorry. Ah, that feels so much better. Had that like up in my nose for a while. That's why I was just making gross noises. We've I tried 4. I think I did 3 Lilac, 1 less Whirler, or maybe I did 3. I might have only done 3. Yeah, I think I did 3, and then I switched it out for the extra Lilac. He puts in some pretty decent work because there are situations against like things like Gandiva, which I know, let me finish, sounds insane, but against Gandiva you actually have the option to rush them, which is kind of cool. And actually gets you the little extra damage that you need to push for game, right? Especially if it's your first. If you're going first, you can throw up the Mekanis, rush them. Typically, the most they'll play sometimes is the dragon, the grade 2. I forgot the name. Where like on it retires itself, retires something and draw. That's the most they'll use in sort of pressure. Some of them are actually now throwing down their other pieces, but because it's a piece reliant deck, they don't really like playing stuff out. So typically they just swing past first 2 turns. So if you go first, you get to get that little extra aggression in, then finish them off. Because they didn't get to plus in any real way, they didn't get to best harvest. They are typically playing the either ride line, really, it doesn't matter. None of the ride lines really let them plus in any crazy way, so they don't have a crazy guarding hand. They probably mulligan for their best harvest, Persona Ride, the grade 3, the grade 2, not the best shield, right? So if I can push them to 2 to 3 early, once BARO comes in, it's a wrap. And of course, Mekani has the added advantage of on place May Soul Charge. That's huge. Don't have to worry about decking out because we're not playing any copies of Keenan Ludley. We don't have the space. And he can put himself into Soul, which is one of the best things that they did. This is peak game design from Bushiroad, that they put the parts that are relevant to Chaos locked behind the glitter effect. And they put the first two skills, they gave him two skills that are not locked to glitter, first of all. They gave him two skills that actually work for Chaos, but also any other deck. Because you can do this, Soul Charge 1 and then take Makani, put him into Soul, hit no Makanis, right? Because it's up to 1, I choose 0. Soul Charge 2, technically. Which is good. Technically, that's more Soul than Swirler. I kind of want to replace... Originally, the whole main idea was to replace Swirler completely, play 4 Makani instead, and then have that space for like something else. Play 4 Lilac. Because in theory, Makani gives you more Soul. 1 Makani is technically 2 Swirlers in terms of Soul. The only difference is that Swirler gets huge power, which unfortunately BARO needs right now because there's no early game. So you need to catch up with those big unblockable Swirler hits. That's just how things are right now, right? So that is the deck that we, I think, are going to enter for BARO. And I think we'll do some of our usual testing. We'll do a test hand, even though I've played this build before. We'll do one test hand, but then we'll do the thing where I face off against myself on CFA while I play on hand. But we'll see how that goes. So really quickly, I'm gonna draw. We want to put back everything that doesn't Soul Charge. Then your conditional Soul Charges, you want to put them back. Alright. And then these guys you can keep. We're gonna get unlucky here. Hit a bunch of triggers, which is lucky and unlucky. It depends, honestly. It all really depends. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. It really depends on the matchup. Because we can guard early, which is nice. So like we can, for example, I think you want to take the first damage here no matter what. That's super unfortunate if I would have drawn that, which actually would have been nice. But you kind of always want to take the first damage because after that you can work with 1 counterblast. Now that I have the engraver, I can work with just 1 counterblast. So they can't go to grade 2 if they want to try and counterblast an enemy. Not today, sir. So let's go ahead and draw here. I guess get rid of this. I've also been throwing out Swirlers against Gandiva to get the early aggression. You just gotta not be so baby about it. Then they go in. We can guard the next attack here, right? Assume that's all they had. Maybe they hit us with another one here. We have more than enough counterblasts here. So here things are kind of rough. Not gonna lie. We still have 2 Kagras and Soul, so it's possible we can get them out. We also have 4 of these now, so discarding 1 is not so bad. We're gonna have 5 Soul, 6 Soul after we use Pony, 7 after we use Brainwash Swirler. Then we can put this into Soul because we're gonna have at least 10, so this is gonna be 8. This puts us at 10, and then this here puts us at 14. So we're missing 1. So that means we have to ideally Soul Charge another Pony, or hit a Kagra off the draw, or hit a Makani. So I think we'll actually discard the Lilac Lasher to ride into BARO. Use the skill to put the PG in a Soul. We're going to draw 1. It's going to be another Lilac Lasher, unfortunately. And we're going to Soul Charge 1. It's going to be a Swirler, regretfully. That's fine. We're going to have Swirler, Soul Charge. He gets +5. We're going to play this here. Soul Charge 2. Because we can still hit 15 this turn. What we can do is make a power column with Engraver, but we got the Pony, so it doesn't matter. But we can make a power column with Engraver and force them to PG it, or I will hit 15. In which case I can still swing in here, maybe hit a crit, push 3 damage that turn. So that's still a strong turn, but we're gonna go ahead and use this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We got the Kagra too, so we can get that PG back. We're gonna go ahead and bind these 2 ponies. 1, 2, 3, and 4. pump this up even further. We're gonna lose the BARO Persona Ride as well as our extra PG. So we have a lot of good options to pull out from Soul. But now we can throw this out and we can pull this back and actually swing in here with a Lilac Lasher. This doesn't have like a power-up effect in TFA, no. Because now the Lilac Lasher, oh, did I go to end turn? Oh, that sucks. It's like 40. There's another 10. Something like that. Actually, well, I guess we could do the math. Because 5 from himself, 10 from Curtis, 20 from Double Pony, and another 20 from, yeah, so it was 63. From the, what is this? I don't know what this is. Never heard this in my life. I don't know how this got into the playlist. I'm sure it doesn't sound bad, but it's just, I'm taken aback. Let's play this. Anyways, so yeah, you can technically use this to try and force your opponent to get you the 15. This guy here is going to actually be 14 now, which basically means he gets plus 30 after she goes into Soul. Because it's going to be 15. So you can do it however you want. -2 here, swinging for 30. It's not really that huge of a power ceiling, to be honest, but it's better than Curtis, right? Because this is just, they can intercept. But this way, they have to, if they want to use their rear guards, they have to still use stuff in hand. So I can swing in here. This is going to be a massive 730, 73. They're going to let it hit. So we're going to Soul Charge, go to Soul, counter charge, see where we hit. We hit a Swirler. We got a good amount of triggers in Soul. Sorry, in deck, because we only Soul Charge like 4 of them. So we did start with a couple in hand, but we'll see how this goes. So we'll swing in with BARO, get our crit, draw, put these fellas to Soul, and considering we have that in hand, so again, it depends here, but presumably I'm gonna make the call and say we're not gonna win, right? This turn. So we can do something like this, but we only have the 1 Lilac in Soul. So if we're playing against Gandiva, we really don't want to do that. Instead, what we want to do is call this out. We will discard, add this PG to hand. Soul Charge, give +5 the front row. This gets +10. This gets +10. Fortunately, we Soul Charge a heal, which I don't know if we would have hit it or if it would have triggered, but we don't want to call out the Lilac because we only have the 1 Lilac. Instead, we like Engraver. We could have gone double Engraver here because it would leave them no rears, no way to plus, but we still want to push them, so it's kind of a tough call. If I had another Lilac, I would have definitely called it out here, but either way, we're going to swing here. This comes in clutch. We're going to give the 100 million here in the crit because we don't really want Engraver to hit, to be honest. And this lets us add this from drop, which is really nice, as well as draw a card here. And then we're going to check Curtis, which is decent. Swing, they're probably going to guard this because they have to take this one. That's really nice there. And then here, you know, they will try and swing in. One of the other good things about Makani, right? If I have Makani here, and let's say I don't have Kagura, is that one of the secrets to avoiding Gandiva is to just throw out a bunch of either grades, units with the same grades, right? So that they can't get the massive hit with the Gandiva skill. Because if you throw out a bunch of different grades, then you're kind of in a tough situation because they're more than likely to hit something, right? So if you're like Wallista and you have a 3, a 2, and a 1, they can choose all 3. They're going to hit at least 1. If they only hit 1, they still bind, draw 1. Best Harvest, they draw 2. More than likely, they're going to hit 2. But typically, Gandiva plays a bunch of grade 3s because they play Persona Rides, they play Best Harvest, They play the grade 3 that lets them bind, retire. They play grade 2s because they play the dragon. They play sometimes the Tycho card. They play the 2 Gandiva cards, the multi-attack and the retire one. They only play 1 grade 1. And some of them only play like 2-3 copies of the countercharger. So other than that, the only grade 1s they have are PGs. So I've been able to dodge and make all the Gandivas whiff a lot because I just have grade 1s out. And it could only select 1 grade 1. So at most I'm losing 1. Sometimes I'm not losing any. Just because of the fact that they just don't play that many grade 1s. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, so this is gonna die. Eventually they'll do something, but now they can't really plus as much, right? If they hit it off best off the Gandiva skill with best harvest, they just draw 2. That's it. And they can draw, but it doesn't plus them as much. They break even instead of going negative, right? But yeah, after that we'll probably guard the first attack. I might end up just taking the next one here, PGing the Gandiva, and then if they have the grade 3, taking the rest of the hits here. Presumably we push them to like 4, so we gotta close out the game here. Only hit this, which sucks. I know I hit a couple of triggers off of that. Just 1. So we just swing in here, CB, draw into another crit, a draw. Okay, that's fine. And here we gotta close out the game, so we'll go. I think Lilac Lasher, and I think Kog'Ra would have been nice if I had one. I thought I had 2, but this is where I have to be awkward and call out 2 of these, or call out, sorry, the BARO. Swirler is technically the same thing. Curtis is technically the same power, but he makes you soul charge. You don't want to do that. So we just gotta do this. And we're at 19 soul here, so basically not plus 20, sorry, plus 40. Yeah, so he's 15. Check as expected, so power crit, check, heal trigger, power heal, and then just swing. 43, decent number. 50 with crit, pretty decent number. And that's pretty good. We got pretty good rolls in that we didn't soul charge a bunch of triggers, but that's up. And that's kind of how things were to go. Depends on who we're playing, of course, but one of the other things I wanted to do, actually, before we get into actually practicing, is I am the tier list man, and the man that makes all the tier lists. I figured I could use my own tier list for once. Let's go ahead and turn this off and this on here. So we want to do set 11. We'll do the extra one for now. I have to update the images for these, or just the terminology here, right? So this is gonna be real quick. Let's do presentation mode. There we go. And zoom in a bunch. It's a little easier for me to look at. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do a tier list of just the things that I'm expecting to see in BRO. We're just gonna do this kind of weird. So this is gonna be tier 1. Or very likely. Unlikely. Whoops. No way. Jose. Not even legal. Okay. So tier 1 is just gonna be like I need this over here. Tier 1 is just going to be basically, there we go. I don't want to go there. I want to go back here. There we go. So tier 1 is basically just going to be your usual suspects, the stuff that I'm like 900% gonna be facing off against, the things that I'm going to be testing against heavily, or have been testing against heavily. Very likely is the stuff that typically shows up. Maybe I shouldn't be too worried about, may or may not show up. Very unlikely is, of course, very unlikely to show up, but it does, I've seen stranger things. No way, Jose, there's no way this is showing up. I'll be extremely shocked if it shows up. And this is just stuff that we don't even have. That's just not legal. So Eugene is going to go here. We're going to put Babzagra here. We're going to put Mahar here. That's very likely. That's kind of unlikely. I don't think Shoujo Doji is going to show up. Snake's not legal yet. This is tier 1. That's definitely going to show up. Not legal yet. I don't have the regular Tama Europe. I don't think the other Tama Europe will show up anyways. This is not legal. No way, Jose. Not even a real deck. No way, Jose. This, I do not. I mean, I can't say that. I've seen I've faced off against a couple of barrels in maybe not BROs, but in online tournaments. I know my first BRO, the very first one was a barrel mirror match. Maybe no way, Jose. Maybe it's more shocking than not. Guido has won a couple of them, so he's maybe more likely. Well, yeah, whatever. We'll put him in unlikely. I don't expect to see grade 4. I don't expect to see normal Jack Jewel. Don't expect this. This is not technically legal. I don't expect to see Luke here at all. Everyone's dumb and thinks Luke here is bad. Very much expect to see Chrono Jet. Very unlikely that we'll see Unica, but might see this. I feel like it's kind of likely we'll see Drag Jewel Mask. Unlikely we'll see Unica Mask or Biko Mask, Astoria Mask, Alma Jester Mask. This is not legal. I don't think we'll see Vanilla Haxorb. Bastion Prime, I don't think we'll see that. We do sometimes, but yeah, I don't think so. MLB is kind of unlikely. PBO is kind of unlikely, I think, right now. Youthberg might be kind of likely. I don't think we'll see Graham Grace. I very much think we'll see Minerva, and this is the deck that I'm the most worried about, because this is what Barrow has the most trouble with. Very likely we'll see Hexorb. Might even be up here, but we'll think about that. I'm pretty sure we won't see Pope. You're not legal yet. You're not legal yet. I'm pretty sure we won't see Gravidia. I'm pretty sure we won't see Prison. Very likely we'll see, extremely likely we'll see Eva. I don't think we'll see Orphis. I don't expect Heroes. Wellstraw is kind of likely. I don't think we'll see this. I also don't think we'll see Arkwright. Messiah, as much as I don't think I'll see him, I think he'll be kind of likely. Avangarda, we'll put him in unlikely. This is not legal yet. This is not legal yet. No one's playing this or this. This I'll actually put in unlikely. Grade 4 Magnolia, I don't think that's going to be seen how much play. Regular Orphis, no, I don't think so. Leonor, yeah, I don't think so. Maelstrom, they did get the promo, so... It does become decent. We'll put this in unlikely. No way, Jose. Oh, you guys are illegal, sorry. Zorga Mask here. Yeah, we're gonna put that all the way up there. Leonor is very unlikely, but I guess it could show up. This is not legal, this is not legal, this is not legal. This is not legal, this is not legal, this is not legal. I think that's the only thing. Oh no, we have the girls here. Worth mentioning. No one's gonna play this, no one's gonna play this. No one's gonna play this. No one's gonna play this, or this. Or this. I don't think we'll see Michu. Definitely don't think we're gonna see this. Leticia, I can see very unlikely happening. Hazuri, I don't think so. Medial, I'm pretty sure that's not gonna happen. And Kyoka, don't think so. Patroka, I really don't think that's gonna happen. That would be really cool. So Clarissa is an interesting one because she always randomly shows up in all these tournaments. There's always a random Clarissa. So I wouldn't be surprised if the new one randomly shows up. Alice Steele might show up. Lornal, I actually would not be shocked, but we'll keep it an unlikely for now. Willista, 100% will show up. Felty Rosa, I doubt it. And that's it, really. These guys aren't legal, unfortunately, because we don't have a token Rambu, which is very depressing. QQ. Would like to play the Sword Boys, but licensing says no, thank you. As opposed to any of the Dragon 2 variants, I'm gonna say it'll probably happen. I don't think anyone is gonna play these decks. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least one person that plays one of these decks. I just don't think I will. I don't think there's a high chance I'll run into any of them. And I guess we'll just cover Yo. I don't think it's very likely. I think that's it. Majority of these people just don't play or care about. So that's that. In terms of how likely they'll appear, I think it'll probably be something like this for this one. For here, it'll definitely be like this, maybe. I don't know. Tier 1's kind of rough because it used to just be like this. But then Minerva, everyone's hyping up Minerva, and she's apparently really good. So I guess she's going to pop up. Let's put this over here as well. Sure, why not? We'll listen to that. Sounds cool enough. Yeah. Granted, she only has the promo, so I don't know. Maybe we'll put her down here. Somewhere down here. I don't know. I think she's still really good. She's always been good. Just for whatever reason was not really played. Now she gets support. People are like, oh right, this deck is really good. I should play this. So maybe she's not in tier 1. But I think these are going to be the usual suspects that we have to test for. Of these, I'm pretty confident in most of them. I've tested against Eva extensively. The fact that they're going to lose Combine Rusher is kind of whatever. The fact that they gain the Habitable Zone versus when I used to test it kind of does suck because I haven't tested new Eva. But, you know, the whole getting off a board with Obscurates and stuff, that doesn't do anything for me because I don't target. So that's more of a minus for them, if anything. So I don't know how this will go. Chrono Jet was kind of like hit or miss. It was kind of, you know, it's kind of rough. Because you can do a lot of damage to Chrono Jet by eating their board and eating their hand with big attacks. It just depends whether or not I can survive the stride. So, theoretically against Zorga, I should have a good matchup because I can suck in all of their prison dragons and give them a hard time. But I feel like this is just a really hard matchup in general. Willista, I feel like early game she gives me trouble. If she gets the Romania, Romano Wombo combo, then I'm kind of screwed. But other than that, oh, okay. Losing her whole board to me really sucks. Like, she gets all the extra soul, but that kind of really sucks. But they draw so much, so maybe it's kind of whatever. And then Gandiva, I faced off against a bunch of Gandiva, specifically this weekend. And it's like I said, like, early game, they don't amass enough of a hand to survive. And if I clear up my board, which I typically only have at most 2 rear guards, right? They can't plus crazy much, so I just have to find a way to survive their attacks. Which is why I was kind of thinking back to getting what Basil was saying about still playing the Elementaria, but I don't know. I would have to take out the Makanis, I guess. Because because that gives me quote-unquote 5 PGs. I would be able to last longer, but I might not be able to hit 15 soul as easily. So I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Whereas like these matchups I think are very likely. I don't feel equally as confident with any of these, to be honest. Hexorb, if I can get, you know, the plus the 15 soul and wipe their board, they don't like that at all. But this just hits for way too many high numbers and asks for way too many cards to guard that I just do not have. So this is a really bad matchup. Minerva sucks because I put her stuff in soul for her, which just helps her in the end. So this is extremely rough. I don't think Messiah is really that big of a deal. It's kind of the same vein as Chronojet, except Chronojet does worse things like guard restricts and stuff. So I think this is a lot easier than Chronojet. Youthberg, I don't actually know. I really haven't played a lot of Youthberg lately. He actually, obviously haven't gotten a lot of tools, so I don't think this is too hard. Jack Jeweled Mask is basically, you know, BARO just kind of with less steps, but with more jank. So it's basically a mirror, so it's basically 50-50. And, you know, the end is kind of obnoxious. Where all these other decks I'm not super concerned about. Aside from maybe, I know this can high roll. This is basically Overlord. This is unordered. These two are ordered. Yeah, I'm not super concerned about all of these. It's either like I know the matchup well enough, or it's just like there's just nothing I can do. Or I'm just not too concerned. So that's that. All right. That's what that looks like. Let's go over to here. No, we'll go here. No, that's Deer Days. Here, except for some reason. No, it is. I was already there. That's what. That's what. I'm so confused. I was so confused. Like, wait, what? This and then take out this. There we go. That's what it was. All right. We are going to do some quick testing. I'm gonna get a little bit more water. Turn on the fan, which isn't on, strangely. And I'll be right back. All right, let's do the thing. There we go. So that's not too far off. Now we can go here. There we go. Have to set everything up again. Where's the other window? There we go. Jesus. All right. Lower this a little bit there because that might be too loud. Let's go ahead and put this out. As I know, I should be a normal person and ask someone to help me test, but I never have the time to message anyone ahead of time. So instead, I have to test myself. Let's try this one. Oh, there's a glare. As there always is. That is just about inevitable. Inevitable. Where is the switch? I don't think that makes much of a difference, but okay. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Let's go back here. There we go. Now I have to... so I can't add in the camera, obviously, but I can add in chat at least. There we go. And we can do one of these. There we go. And just have that there. Don't have to worry about putting in a border or anything right now. That's not that important. Let's look up Gandiva real quick. I could hop on CFA if you want if I want Hexer and Messiah ready. Yes, that would be cool. If you would be willing to do that, let me know. That is the wrong starter. As cool as it would be to start with that. Oh wow, I have both chats. That's funny. We are no longer using this chat. There we go. Because that one just always has a delay whenever it comes up. Even though it came up right away there, but the YouTube chat one always works out better. I have to pile shuffle, to be honest. But yeah, that would be cool. Like I said, I didn't message anyone or ask anyone just because, like, I never have the time to do it beforehand, and I don't want to message someone the last second, like, hey, wanna go on CFA? In, like, -2 seconds? But I'm also a horrible person when it comes to reaching out to people, so... Let's do a quick little pile shuffle here, since I did organize everything to try and look for... try and look at the build specifically. And hopefully I'll get the numbers right, and actually put it into what is it called? the deck log, so I can put that for BRO. You can call on Discord, sure. Just let me know when you're ready, and we can get that set up. Just have to change out my sleeves since I can't use any drip for BRO, but I have the Dark States Nation sleeves, which look really nice. I took those to BCS and they looked really cool. I liked how they felt, even though I had, you know, oversleeves. But I don't know if I'm going to use oversleeves for BRO because I know they're kind of stingy about your sleeves, so it's just better to just have vanilla, like Dragon Shield or whatever, just vanilla Bushiroad sleeves, or not even vanilla, but just specifically Bushiroad sleeves, because that just makes your life so much easier when it comes to like deck check and stuff. I'm playing against Gandiva. I wouldn't know this in BRO, so I think we'll keep this. Unlucky. It would have been another Makani, which would have been nicer if I had put that back, but oh well. Let me see if we can play Dawnbreaker. Let's go ahead and see if I can beat myself up real quick. Wow. That's horrible. Where is Ek to complain about the CFA shuffle when you need him? Alright, we're gonna go ahead because I want to punch Gandiva in the face. Gandiva will go first, so draw him. It doesn't really matter. You can discard shield now. Ride, don't search. Pass turn. Draw. We'll discard. Draw trigger here. Go into pony. Pull that down a little bit. Draw for going second. Draw into a pony, which is okay because we don't have a Lilac Lasher, so we can put this pony into soul here. We could rush here. So charge 1. Unfortunately, it's a crit that I would have hit, but that's just how it be. Swinging here for 8. Celeste plays fronts, so they might just end up taking this and swing in here. They might drop the front here. We're gonna get the Curtis. Pass turn on that. Draw. They can discard this, ride this, get some crazy value. Oh no, that's right, I'm playing a different one. They can still get the value here. Soul Blast this, because I play this version, which I probably shouldn't because no one else does. Where you play this still as a grade 2 to get the free counterblast, but that's just me. I guess if you have an extra one of this, you can throw it out. I don't know if they typically would, so let's just go ahead and swing into 10 to van. We'll take this. We need the counterblast. I mean, it's unfortunately going to be a crit. So we'll take draw trigger. Cool. Power draw. Second check. Heal trigger. Heal. Love to see it. Pass turn on that. What did we end up drawing? A swirler. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Like drawing a swirler. Some little kid just screamed, "Oh my god!" outside. Let's go ahead and draw here. We're gonna get a critical trigger. Sorry, my mic is in the way, so we're gonna get a very intimate voice. Hopefully, it's not peaking too much, but it shouldn't be. So here we have to do some math. So we got the extra soul here. This is probably gonna die. So we're gonna start our turn with 7. This is gonna go into soul. That's gonna give us 9. This can be 10. And then these two actually give us 15. So we actually don't need the Curtis. We technically don't need the Engraver as well. Because we can hit 15 and we can keep this for guard. So I guess we'll discard Engraver here. And we'll go here into the Electro Spartan. We can keep this in front row. Hope to get a trigger and pass it on here. There's not really a good chance that they're going to attack into it, so we're not going to bother. So we're just going to swing in here. See what happens. I think they will probably just end up taking this, so we'll swing in. Unfortunately, it's just going to be Curtis that we got from the drive check, so we can't swing in here. So we'll just have to pass turn on that. They will stand and draw. I think they'll discard the grade 3 here. Ride. Get to use the skill for free. Select. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wah, wah, wah. As usual, they just don't play enough grade 1s for them to hit grade 1s as consistently. But they're going to be able to bind 1. Draw 1 here. They'll throw this guy down. Counterblast 1. Retire. Mikani. And then bind 1. It is indeed the big, mean red bully. Then they will throw this down here. So blast 1. Bind this. Nothing to bind. So they'll bind this. Draw 1. And then they'll throw this out. There is nothing else they can do since I don't have much of a board. They still get the crit here, which is unfortunate. But we'll go to battle. Everything will get +8 for now. Swing in here for 18. We have the 1 counterblast. We're probably going to end up taking the swing from Gandiva. Try to guard everything else here. So we don't need this Curtis, so we'll probably discard that for Ride. This here gives us 15. So we can just go ahead and put that to the side. I'm pretty sure we can't use this Blitz Order right now because we're not in grade 3. So this is all we technically have. This is probably what we're going to discard for Ride. So I think what I will do is I can either guard here, right? Or sorry, take this and then guard Gandiva with a 2 to pass with 2 cards. Or I can just use the 1 card here and try and guard the other thing with 1 card if they don't check a trigger. Which they haven't seen too many of, so they're bound to check 1 here. But I think we'll guard this here. They'll swing in here, CB, put this on top. Like top 5. Wow, that actually kind of sucks for them. I guess they'll call this out because they kind of want to use the on place of the other guy. So this will get +10, this will get +2, this will get +2, and this will get the crit. We'll go ahead and take this here. First check, second check, no triggers, so that's good. So we'll take here. Do you get the heal trigger again? So we're gonna heal out 1, bring us up to 20 here. Unfortunately, they're going to swing in here for 20. We really don't want to take both these hits, so we'll guard 1 and we'll take the other one here. It's fortunately going to be a BARO Magus. Technically, I can guard. No, I don't want to lose Pony because I have to discard the Curtis. I think unless I draw something here that I want to discard like this, but even then, I think I still want to discard the Curtis because I want the shield value. Even though it's not a lot, it's more than Curtis. So we'll discard Curtis. We'll ride into the Master of Gravity BARO Magus here. We'll use the skill to put Pony into Soul. Draw 1. Soul Charge PG. We're going to draw to a Swirler. That's kind of nice. So we're going to use Swirler here. Soul Charge 1. Oof, that's insane. +5. Swirler. Soul Charge 1. +5. Play Curtis. Soul Charge 2. So this one here is 20. This one here is 15. We're gonna do. We might not even need to do the Pandemonium. Realistically speaking, I think we have to, but let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you push Gandiva to 5 before they even ride to grade 3 with the grade 3, and their hand is bricking and they double heal, yeah. They do be doing that shit, but at least it's not like Chrono Jet who can do it more because they have triple drive, so they had the courtesy to give Gandiva single drives, or twin drives I should say. So we have 7. This is going to give us 6 cards, putting us at 13. So yeah, we still have to use it. I think we'll do it anyways though. So let me get the counters just to make sure I got the numbers right. Not that it matters, judging from the Gandiva hand that I can see here. But this is 20 here. This is 15. We're gonna bind. We're gonna soul charge 6. Over trigger as usual. But we do hit double lilac. Triple lilac. Love to see it. Where's Barrel? There he is. So that means this gets 30. And this guy gets 30 as well. Right. But I still have to use this. I already discarded, but I have to use it. Soul charge. Still no triggers. Or at least not that many triggers. So that's 20 to these guys. So these guys are fucking huge. I should have played this here. Not that it matters, but it's just this is the bigger swirler. Our swirlers are fucking huge. So we're gonna move him up there. Our hand is just this pitiful 35k shield. This would have taken 15 minutes. Shut up. It's not my fault. So we're gonna go ahead and swing in here. Because this should be the smaller attack. So this is a nice fat 20, 30, 50, 65, 73. Just a single unit swinging in for 73. Very nice. Yeah, they just have to take this. No point in guarding all this shit. This here is gonna be a nice 21, 40, whoops, 41, 61, 81, 91 damage, or attack. Imagine 91 damage. Barrel would be so good if that was the case. Yeah, they're gonna have to just take that. Barrow's gonna swing in here. Thankfully, we managed to do it right where the intercepts that they could have done didn't matter. So it does go to Soul, which just means they didn't get to guard, right? Is what I'm trying to say essentially with a lot of words. So that 4 damage here, we're gonna draw here. It's gonna be a crit. So now we have to decide. We're gonna try not look at their hand too much, but they have 4 damage here. We're at 3. We have okay guard here, as well as an extra counterblast and 2 PGs in the soul. So we have a lot of options we can do here. We can try and end the game here with double lilac, right? Lilac is gonna be 1, 2, 3. I'm just not very good at counting by 2, so that's why I always count it up by 1 and struggle to multiply by 2. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. It should actually be 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38. So they're going to be 48 after the barrel skill, because I already took the 2 into account. At 4 damage, after they PG this, just looking at the cards and the amount of cards in hand, they have 7 cards. They have to PG the barrel here, or throw down like 4 cards. Sorry, 3 cards to guard safely. I'm bound to hit at least 1 trigger, I think. Maybe not. So we got 2 heals here, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe not. We have 5 triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Half our deck is triggers. Right? So yeah, no. We're bound to hit at least 1 trigger here. Whether or not it's a crit or something else. It has to be specifically a crit, which I think I have plenty of left. So this could end the game here, but I'm not too confident with 7 cards in hand without looking at them. Let alone me surviving here. So I think the safer play is to instead call out Kagura, Soul Charge 1. Right? That's the play that I would do here, I think. Looking at this hand, even though they have 4 damage, if I was paying more attention to the drive checks, I know they checked a crit. That's the only thing I think I know they have in hand right now. They might have 2 crits. No. Maybe not. Maybe they guarded with 1 or something like that. Because I think they critted me twice. No. This was, This wasn't a crit. They had a dry check. Yeah. They had a dry check. So I know they have the grade 1 here and the grade 2 and this crit. So I know they have at most 25k shield. Which does not matter here. They can't guard any of these attacks, right? They can barely guard the BARO with that 25k shield. Again, trying not to look at their hand too extensively right now. But next turn, they can pop the hell off, probably Persona Ride, get multi-attack, so on and so forth. They'll have enough counterblast to do whatever they want. I can barely guard. They already have 5 cards. In bind, they're more than likely going to get maybe another 3, 4, or 5 cards, depending on how things shake out, right? So they probably have 30k to front row, which means with the grade 2s when they swing in for 40k, I'm not going to be able to guard that. I'm just not going to be able to guard that. So that being said, maybe just going for broke is a better option here. Because a PG indeed would be nice. And I am only, 11 cards. I have a 1 in 11 chance of checking one of them. Because I only have 1 PG left, because I have the quote-unquote 4th PG in my hand right now. So I don't know. Had I thought about it this long, I don't know. All right, now let's look at their hand and see what would have been the better play here. So they have this here, so they can try and do this. They hit the crit right now, so this brings them up to 58. So this is an over trigger to pass. I don't have an over trigger, so they can guard for free with this. They can PG one of my Lilacs because they're 48 each, I think I said. That is what I said, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. No, they're 50. I don't know why I thought 48. They're both 50, right? So they can PG 1. They can hope. They can just do this. This is free to guard unless I check like crit. But then they can PG 1, discard, something here, and then they're dead. If I check crit. If I check, 2 crits. Otherwise, they're fine, and I die next turn. So in hindsight, the better play is to get the Kogra. Alright. But let's see how this would shake out. Because if I don't get it, if I call it the Kogra, I would soul charge a PG. So I would have actually ended up checking it. So I would have been fine if I went this way instead, and this would have actually given me the max value. Because I would have gone in for the kill, but still gotten the PG. And then my next check would have been a draw trigger, which would have drawn me this. Had I used Kogra, I would have just checked draw and this and gotten a crit. So I think either way would have been pretty cool. I don't know how it would have shaked out. BARO looking like a via preset 12. Go YOLO for kill because you can't guard anyways. That's been BARO since set 1. So looks like Grand Fee is looking more like BARO. All right, so with that knowledge, let's say if we went this way, we would check this. They would do this, right? I think that's the best. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just PG it. If they PG it, they're kind of fucked. Because they can't guard these 2 attacks. Because this just puts them up to 38. 38, this is 48, right? Like, this is 38. That's 48, 53. And then they can't guard the other one. And then they have to PG discard. So if I check a crit, they're just dead, right? And they know... how many crits do I have? Let the deck. I know I have one there, right? So I have 1 crit. 2, 3. 4 if you want to count the overturn. Yeah, so I have a lot of crits left. Minus the one I have in hand. They think I have 4 crits left in deck. 4 to 3 crits left in deck, right? No overtrigger. out of the 9. 11 cards left. Pretty high chance that I check a crit. I don't think they would risk that, because then they would just die if I check the crit. Which in this case, I know in this scenario I don't check the crit. Instead, I check this, draw this. They still can't guard both, actually, because if they do this, right, then they try to guard here, because now one of them is 50. Yeah, because this is this brings him to 38, 48. One of them is 60, sorry. So they'd have to do this and then PG the last one, have no cards in hand. All of this is in soul. But if I went for the Kugra, this would have gone to soul. I would have checked this, and then they would have automatically died if I did the Kugra play. Set 12 getting free now. Drawing 3 cards per turn with 60k and 40k columns. You still dive to board nukes anyway, so I don't know. That sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good compared to most decks. So yeah, in hindsight, the defensive play would have helped me out, because I would have checked draw and crit, and I would have had a PG in hand. The draw crit would have ended the game, right? Because they just could not handle these numbers. They would have died. Let's see. They would have checked this and this. No heals, no nothing. They would have died instantly to this. Otherwise, they would have been left with 1 card, drawn the crit for turn, and then we would have to see where they go from there. So that looks pretty decent there. I just don't know in this case which would have been the better scenario. Because if I pulled out Kugra, I would soul charge the PG, add PG to hand, discard the draw trigger. Then I would check draw, give power, draw this, and then check the crit, win the game. Actually, no. Would I have won the game? I wouldn't have won the game. Because I'm assuming that this would be Kugra. This would be Lilac, actually. This would be a Kugra. So no, I still think this is the better play. I still think this is the better play. Because this would have been Kugra instead, and I would have to do, like, crit power. They could have guarded this, and then probably just taken this. Or PG'd this and guarded this. It would have actually been fine. So this is actually the better play here. This is actually the way better play. This goes to hand. This goes to soul. This goes to soul. Yeah, so I think they go here. Because this is a no pass, right? And I go, okay. Check, draw trigger, power. Draw that. Right? Then I swing in here 50. And they go, okay. This is 38. 43. 48. 53. And then swing in here 60. That was a crazy transition from the piano version to the normal version, but it's just because YouTube played the song at like a point where it where I last left it off. So it sounded like there was like one continuous song and then it just erupted, which sounded really cool. But all right. So yeah, so then now they can either take this or PG it. Because this is a 60k attack now, which I might as well attack. There's no point in not swinging in. I might as well push it to 5, give them the counter blast. I already have 2. There's no point in not swinging. I don't know if they would PG this. I feel like they would just take it. Because if they go to, they're already turned off my heals, so they don't need to. But losing a PG, you know, when you have no cards in hand, I feel like it's not the right play. You want to keep it because God knows if you can end it this turn, because you only have this. You have to rely on your top deck. We know the top deck is going to be best harvest if they guard, which is not going to help them much. And then a crit otherwise, which also doesn't help them much, right? So even with the power hindsight, I don't know what the right answer is. I think the best harvest probably So they would PG here, but I feel like they would rather go get pushed to 5, save the PG for next turn. Because sponging off a hit is not gonna matter much. I mean, maybe it would. I don't know. They have other PGs, right? So let's say they PG here, and then they go to turn. They draw. They best harvest. They counterblast. They select 2. They get crit 0, 0, 3, and they get a 2, so they can only retire 1. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Since they retired 1, they get to bind 1. Since they only retired 1, they bind again, and then they draw 2 here. So they can actually, yeah, so that getting the best harvest is a better play, because now they can counterblast, retire this, draw. I don't know, bind, and then they can play this, and then go to battle phase. What are we at here? 8. No persona, right? Thankfully. So I get plus 10 and then plus 6 here. So they're gonna swing in with this guy first because they need the counter charge. So that's 34. I got the PG here. I kind of don't want to take a lot of damage because of the fact that I have crits left in deck and I kind of want to check those. So this is gonna be 34 apparently. This is gonna be 33, which is kind of dumb. We can't do this either, which is unfortunate. So we'll do this here. And I think they still have overtrigger left, which could totally fuck me. So this is gonna swing in. This already has the crit. They have to do this one first, counter charge, and then do this one, counter blast. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not the best options. They have so many triggers left in the deck, bro. It's insane. So these guys get plus 4, plus 4, basically plus 20 here. So I will, I guess, PG discard the Makani. First check, critical trigger, crit power. Second check, critical trigger, crit power. As expected. Thankfully, I can take one of them, so that's not too bad. We'll take the first one here, crit power. Second one here, pandemonium, don't want that. And then the next one here is 40. We're at 23. We can go ahead and use our Rally here. We'll guard with our homie. So that puts us at... is that enough? I think that's enough. Because that puts us... We're at 23. That puts us at 43. Yeah, so that's enough. It's 48, actually. That's enough. Did any surprise CFA pulls? Is it any surprise again Diva gets to do this? So that's that. They have some shield for next turn. I don't have a lot of cards left in deck here, so they're gonna pass turn on that. We're gonna draw, not get the persona right.
We're gonna be able to do this here at least, which is, you know, something.
We don't need the counterblast. They could be smart and let the attack hit because they're at 4 damage. Because then I have this soul charge. I think that's technically the smarter play here. So we'll swing in here for 14. They have 2 options. They can let the attack hit, try and deck me out. Because if I hit a draw trigger, because this is going to soul charge, then this I'm going to draw and I have to check these 2. So if any of these 2 are draw trigger, I lose the game. Whether or not I have any draw triggers left is another question. So here's 1, 2, 3. None in damage. The last one's here, so 4. So I don't have any draw triggers. Unless I'm playing 5. I might be playing 5. Yeah, I think I'm playing 5. But I think I saw it in here. No. So I think I have 1 draw trigger left. So they could do that. But I have here in Soul another Lilac Lasher. They ideally... I have 2 Lilac Lashers. So they can't guard any of the attacks unless they hit the over trigger, because they can barely guard BARO, and then after that they die, right? So I think the riskier play might be to just try and let me soul charge, as much as it powers up my Lilac Lashers, I might hit a draw trigger and deck out. I think that might actually be the better play here. Do you guys use the Dragon Shield for solid colored deck sleeves? I always use the Amanda. Well, these are triple R for the ride deck because they only come for 4. But I always use the art sleeves. For color sleeves, I actually never use them. To be honest, I find them boring. But I've heard people say that the Dragon Shield ones are good. I personally have never used them. I only use them to like sleeve extra cards or like when I sell cards and stuff like that. That's it. Sorry, I just realized there's just so much glare. Let's do that there. Just stop the glare a little bit. There we go. That's a lot better. Should have done that sooner. So yeah, so we'll swing in here. Put this here. Put this down here a little bit more because I need to, I guess, push the camera back a little bit more so I have a little bit more real estate, but whatever. There we go. For some stupid reason, Dragon Shield only has standard size sleeves at 100. I only need 40, dude. You mean for like standard tier sleeve, or are you saying standard for like? Because Vanguard is not standard, it's less Japanese small, but I guess you mean for something else. Oh god. Anyways, I was talking for so long. Okay. So they can ideally their best options here are to double intercept. Actually, might as well double, it doesn't matter, but yeah, they can double intercept. Yes, Shadow versus that. If I soul charge, I would soul charge the heal, and then this goes to soul. I would end up drawing this, and then check crit. So if they actually end up doing, if they don't let this hit, they're better off. If they let this hit, they fuck themselves. But either way, I kind of win the game outside of a heal or an over trigger. So let's say they double guard. This goes to soul counter charge. Because I guess maybe the last card, if I have it, is a draw. No, so I don't play an extra draw. I should be playing an extra draw. Oh, maybe I missed it. I'm confused. Am I playing 8 crit? Is that what we're doing here? I think I played. I might be playing 8 crit, or sorry, 7 crit. And then I had the red over trigger as an extra draw because it lets you draw an extra card technically. But all right, anyways. So whether or not they do that, I think we win the game here. So I'll draw 1 here. And then I will call out just double Lilac because I can't soul charge and I have to end the game here. Right? So they have to, I guess they can do 1 pass, but I have like 2 triggers left, right? We know we have 2 triggers left, and I have 4 cards in hand, so I'm sorry, 4 cards left in deck, so it's bound to be a trigger, so they have to just guard this, I guess. I don't know what would be the best play. Maybe just take it. Maybe they just take it. I don't know. Either way, here, right, no matter what they do, first check pony, second check is gonna be a critical trigger. We can, you know, if they take this, you know, 3 crits, they're dead. If we put this here, they can't guard this anyways, they're dead. But they can maybe still heal out of it. So maybe their best option is to guard it, so I put it all here, right? This is even enough to guard the Lilac Lashers, but yeah, they have to take it. They hit the heal trigger, they don't heal, but it gives them a little bit of power. So if they took it and somehow had a ways to heal, they could have done it, but yeah. So that does it. So that's cool. I've never like had the ability to like test out how do I say this, to like see the different options that could happen in a match like that. I've never stopped to like take a look at them. But yeah, so going in for the aggression, because I managed to hit the PG, helped me out. But I still think the better play would have been to get him. No, I'm at 5. Sorry, I know it's probably hard to see, but I was at 5 damage. Because I was at 3, and then I took the double crit from the grade 2, so I was at 5, so they didn't heal. No. Oh, wait, no. Or do they heal? I mean, either way, I had a crit. So I take the... What's his face had a crit, so they would die no matter what. But yeah, I was at 5, definitely, and they were at 4. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because that was the thing that I was saying. Like, they could try and take the engraver hit, and that way I would soul charge, maybe deck out. But that was implying that they were at 4. So yes, they were definitely at 4, and I was definitely at 5. Yeah. So it's all good. All right, we'll try Gemfish. I don't know if I have Gemfish on CFA, so I might have to build that really quickly. But let's see. I think I built it really quickly to test it out, but apparently not. Yeah, because the last O deck, the last W deck I have is Welstra. All right. So we just have to build her really quickly, which is fine. What makes Wallista strong now? I'm not super up to date. She draws like 4 cards per turn and makes big multi-attack. Yeah. Should I join the general chat on the Discord or call you directly after you test Wallista? Do you have Wallista? What did you say you had? Oh, you have Hexorb and Messiah. I kind of wanted to get my ass beat by Hexorb, to be honest. Sorry, Ekin. Let's do that first. I think that's more useful to play against someone else. But honestly, as far as tier 1 decks go, that you're likely to get your ass beaten by, Wallista doesn't do anything toxic or unfun. She's just super strong. Yeah, she's not. It's not even that she's super strong. She's super consistent. Yeah, let's play Dawnbreaker. I won't move the camera. I'm sorry. You guys get to see my crusty hands instead of my face right now. Yeah. So yeah, Dawnbreaker, you can jump into the general chat. I will go there now. Everything is muted because nobody does that accidentally. Let's switch to the music. I have to put the music like crazy low and put this like crazy high. That's probably still too loud.
Okay, hey Curly.
Hey bro, how you doing?
Doing good.
Pick you up. Put this down. Put this down a little bit more. Okay. That hopefully isn't too bad. Alright. Let me load up Barrel Booty. There we go. And then let's turn off CFA from stream so nobody sees my IP address. Why is this frozen? Okay, there we go. Will be an issue for today. Log in. There we go.
I think I see you over here.
Yes, that is me. Okay, let's do this.
Line is outdated.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a new update on CFA.
Oh. How do you... Oh.
Yeah, it happened right before I went to...
That's great. I was gonna say, I just opened it today. How's that possible? Wow, okay. Cool. Let me update. I guess the morphonic stuff from this morning. Okay. Sucks that Lester is a promo, so you don't know when it is ready for TCG. Lester, oh, right. Yeah, we might not get that for a while. With some luck, Lester might be a sneak peek promo. They're at least humanly possible to have chip pizza slices. The thing about the sneak peeks is that it's not going to be for a while. That's not until cassette 12 is Avant-Garde's promo. So set 13 is probably going to be the Bastard promo. So yeah, it's going to be a bit. Are you entering BRO?
No, I don't really have a good remote fight setup.
Oh, that's fair. Alright. Turn this off. I mean, you can always try and use your phone. I've seen worse things in BRL, so.
Yeah. Don't know if I have time to register still.
Yeah, you'd have to do it today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to buy like 8 of those pizza slices just to get 8 of the Misty Arc promo. There we go. Jeez. Here. Log in. Alright.
Yeah, see.
Oh, there you are. Okay. There we go. Perfect.
Okay, you want to do heads or tails?
I will do tails.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow. We're gonna put everyone back.
Back.
Alright.
Okay.
Good luck, have fun.
Look up on. Stand and draw. Discard a quadricast and then write tier square. And
Draw. Wow, okay. I guess discard Lilac Lasher. We're gonna ride into Premium Ponies. Gold Starter. We're gonna draw, and we'll just swing it for 8.
no guard.
Sure thing. Draw trigger. Power draw.
Damage check. PG.
Go ahead.
Stand and draw. Let's discard this crit and then alright. Pentagleam. Weird counterblast 1, draw 1.
You mean Shadowverse Evolve or Shadowverse the whole game?
Go main phase and call Marin behind Vanguard.
Ooh, okay.
Battle phase 18 to Van.
I'm going second. No guard.
Drive check. Critical trigger. Crit power. Yeah.
First check. Draw 1. Second check.
Okay. No good. Enter.
Stand and draw. Discard draw trigger. Ride. Can't really be much else. Swing in for 10.
10. No guard.
Check.
Okay. Dash check. Over
Okay.
trigger. Draw.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I don't got any CV.
Yeah.
And draw. Let's discard Spiral Cutie, and then Right, Hex Orb.
Shatter would be impossible.
I'll use Pentagon skill first to check the top 3 cards of my deck.
Uh-huh.
Alright, I'll stack it like 1, 2. That up. Okay. And then I'll use Spiral Cutie. Soul Blast 1.
Mm-hmm.
Put her on the bottom of my deck, and then draw 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then let's go. Phase. I think I'll just go 21 to Vanguard.
21. You can go. Jesus, you can go up to 41, 61 if possible. We will PG. I will pitch. I guess. 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, we need that. Pitch crit.
Alright, well, unfortunately for you, I messed up my drive checks, so
Oh, okay.
no triggers here.
Okay. That's fine.
I threw it on top because I forgot how.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, end turn.
Okay. Draw. Whew. Kind of need that, but okay. Discard crit. Ride Barrel Magus. Skill Electrospartan. Put in Wild Masters to Soul. Draw 1 and Soul Charge. 1 Barrel Magus. We're gonna play Swirler. Soul Charge 1 plus 5. This here Curtis. Soul Charge 2. Plus 5 plus 5. Chris again. Soul Charge 2 plus 10. Get this out of the way. Bind that. Soul Charge 2 plus 10. Clear this here. Soul Charge 2 plus 10. I'm gonna slap this down here. Puts me at 14. I don't have to play the crit anymore because I'll bind this. Soul Charge 2 plus 10 again, which puts me at 14. Alright. That could be silly. Does that matter? Yeah, sure. Skill of Curtis, Combat 1, Combat 2, Chrono gets plus 5. So let's go to battle, swing in for 18 here.
18. I will drop 15 here.
Okay. That is 78 on hit.
No guard.
Okay.
Heal doesn't go off.
Okay. Also charge, go to soul, counter charge. We will swing in with barrel, skill, counter blast 1, draw 1, 10 can crit, everything goes to soul. And then you don't retire, so I guess I will pull out double lilac here. So it's going to be 28 2 damage. These guys get plus 10. I'm at 18, so these guys get plus 36.
Okay. Alright, so 20k shield puts me to 43, so I think I'll go 2 to pass.
Okay. First check Pony, second check Makani.
Alright.
And 48.
48. Do no guard. Damage check.
Okay. And 48 again.
Do a 30k shield.
Okay. You're good.
Okay. And draw.
Basil, I just read Basil.
Okay.
Basil.
Stunner ride
I just
into
realized you said upgrade
Aquamarine.
for Bruce. I thought you were calling Curtis.
Draw 1.
Upgrade for Bruce.
Phase. Okay. I'll just call Octaray. Counterblast 1, check top 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll add 1 to hand,
Mm-hmm.
and then pull out my deck.
Mm-hmm. The old set series I'm throughout to players would often leave a normal unit on the
Yeah,
top
call
of
another
players until
Octaray.
overguarding to bottom.
Counterblast 1,
I
check
feel like
top
they still
2.
do that. Yep.
Add 1 to hand and put 1 on top.
Mm-hmm. I'm not supposed to see what you add to hand, right? Or am I?
You're not supposed to. I'm not sure how you can.
You probably have to put it back on top and draw it.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I forgot I saw them.
Alright, so. And then I'll call a Marin onto this column.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This has the errata, so I'll attack with this Octaray for 25.
Mm-hmm. We'll do 28.
Okay. This Octaray will attack boosted for 35.
35. I guess I will do 38.
Okay. I'll attack with Aquamarine with 3 dries, and triggers are increased by plus 10k.
Yeah. I guess let her rip. No guard.
Okay. First check front,
Okay.
20k front row.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Blast 1, restand this Octaray.
Mm-hmm.
Has 5k from her skill.
Mm-hmm.
Second check, Octaray. Third check, no trigger.
Whew. Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna be 1 damage. Yeah.
Alright, sorry.
Okay, and then I'll do. Let's check your soul real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do 50 to Lasher.
Yeah, figured. We will PG that.
Okay, and then I'll end turn.
Okay. Stand and draw. Guess I will play Swirler, so charge 1 plus 5. These guys will get plus 38. For an attack. Here, putting it at 40. And we'll just go to battle. 40.
Okay. And 20k shield.
Okay.
33.
Wait, the 45k rear guard attack this turn without a booster. No, yeah, you boosted the first time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then this is 53.
53. Oh, this isn't good. I'll do.
Yeah, because if I put it at the bottom of the deck, that'd be so good right now.
Force of defenses here.
Okay. And then Bell, skill, crit, draw, counterblast. They'll go to soul, but I'm just gonna call them out anyways.
Yeah.
So they'll get plus 10 from barrel skill.
And then they got actually +2 because I put in a swirler. So it's
Yep.
gonna be 23, 2 damage.
No guard.
Yep. First check, draw trigger, power draw. Second check, pandemonium.
Okay, damage check. First. Second.
Oof. 52.
Alright, let's hope for a healer OT. Yeah, that's okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
GG. Want to run it back?
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, you wanna call coin this time?
Yeah. You want heads or tails?
I'll go tails.
You go first.
Okay.
Two back.
I'll put 4 back.
Okay.
You guys don't play or you specifically aren't playing the promo, right? The Hexer promo anymore?
Nah, I think it costs too much soul in my opinion.
Yeah, it definitely does. It's such a shame they made a decent promo and then it's like, nope, never mind, can't use it.
Yeah, I didn't really like it anyways.
Yeah. That's fair.
Alright. Good luck, have fun.
Go look at one. Stand and draw. Discard Lolorita, and then right tier square. Fast turn.
Draw, discard, draw, grind, draw for going second. Put on Makani, so charge a 1. Swinging for 8.
8. No guard.
Rear guard swinging for 8.
No guard. Damage check.
And then Vanguard swinging for 8.
I'll no guard this one as well.
Check, kill trigger, no heal.
Damage check. PG.
Yep, go ahead.
Stand and draw.
Making decks less promo reliant sounds like a positive to me.
I'll
Yes,
discard an Octaray, and then right Pentagreen. Counterblast 1 to draw 1. Main phase. Call Quadricast Sorceress. Check top 2. Okay. So put it on top like this, and then soul charge a crit. Okay. So call Ethelgin and Marin like this. Marin okay. Then battle phase, attack with Pentacle and Vanguard.
So I guess that means it's a front no guard.
Right. Trigger. Yep. 10k, and then Ethelgin will get 5k.
Yep. Damage check, crit, power to Vanguard.
Okay. This will be 25. I'll check top deck. Leave it on top since my Vanguard's rest.
Guard for 33.
Okay, and then this will be 30 to Vanguard.
Okay, no guard.
Okay. Alright, and I'll end turn.
Stand and draw. Yikes. I guess I'll discard. Ride into Electro Spartan. 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay. Yeah, we'll move back. Makani, throw out. Engraver, go to battle. Let's do. Yeah, let's do 18 to Wizard Man.
Okay, 18 Wizard Man.
On hit, soul charge.
Yeah. I'll guard this one. 15.
Okay. Let's do 10 with Vanguard to your Vanguard.
I think I'll do a 1 to pass.
Okay. Okay. 100 million crit, and I'll add heal to 10. And draw 1.
Okay, 2 damage. First, second.
And pass turn.
Okay. Damned and draw. Okay. Discard Quadricast and then right Hexorb. Let's check top 3. Okay, so top, then you, and then I'll call Quadricast, Counterblast, draw the top card of my deck. In the battle phase, let's go 13 to your Vanguard.
No guard.
Okay, first check, critical trigger, go 10k here, and then 10k here, crit event. Second check will be, go 10k here, 10k here, and then crit to van, and then I'm just gonna get 10k since I checked 2 triggers.
Okay. First check, crit power. Second check, heal trigger, power. I do not heal. And then third check.
Okay, this will be 40 to your 30.
40 to my 30, so let's do plus 10k shield, and then plus that for 45.
Okay, and then this will be another 40 to your 30.
And we'll do 45.
Okay. And
Okay. Stand and draw. Discard PG, ride barrel, scalp with opponent's soul, draw, and then subtract 1. We're gonna play Swirler here, so charge 1 plus 5. We're gonna drop Pandemonium, so charge 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 20. We are going to bind 1 and 2 and 3 ponies to so charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna get plus 30. And I guess that doesn't matter. He's gonna lose the power. Yeah, he is, of course he is. Plus 55. Real quick, Curtis here, so charge 2. He gets another plus 10. Yeah, we'll leave that at that. Go to battle. Let's go ahead and do 21.
okay, 21.
Yeah,
Do 23.
should have CB2. Okay, 73.
No guard. Let's check here.
And barrel, skill, power. All we're gonna screw this. So, counterblast, draw 1. Call out. Lilac. And cross. Do I even have one? I do not think I do. Okay. They both get plus 10. I'll use the second skill of Kagra, give front row plus 5. This is going to be 28, 2 damage. This is that much.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do 2 to pass for BARO.
Okay. First check, PG. Second check, Pony.
Okay.
Go on 25.
20 here.
Okay. And then 51.
No guard. Heal.
Very nice.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Stand and draw. Okay. Persona Rai. Draw 1. Okay. In phase. Oh, the next card was gonna be a healer too.
Jeez.
Pretty. Yeah, let's call F again over here. I might as well. Don't have any PGs anyways. Alright, this will be an annoying 20 or 19.
Yeah. That sucks. Guard and guard for 23.
Okay, this will be another 20. Check top card. Put it into soul.
Okay. Do 28.
Okay. 23 with 3 draws.
1 card PG.
Okay. First, second, and third.
Whew. Okay.
And I'll end turn.
Okay. Stand and draw. Cool. Lilac. 34. And 34. 36.
No guard. Yeah, great.
Whew.
Oh god, that's scary.
You have time for one more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, it's your turn to call the coin.
Yep. I will go tails.
Tails. Okay. Oops.
2, 3, 4 back. Oof.
Let's work through that. Okay, ready?
Yep.
And go look up on.
Likewise.
Stand and draw. Let's discard Quadracast and then ride 2 square. Pass turn.
Stand and draw. Discard heal trigger. Ride into fighting ponies. Skill of starter. Draw. Swing in for 8.
No guard.
Check pony.
And check crit.
Oh, sorry, that was my fault. Go ahead.
Okay, stand and draw. I'll start another Quadracast. And a bless 1 to draw 1. Okay. All Quadracast over here. Check 2. Okay. Put it. Yeah, let's put it on the top like this.
I'll let you guys look at my
And
pills.
then Soul Charge and Effulgence. Okay. I'll call Alrita behind Vanguard. Go to battle. 10 to 8.
6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh. No guard.
This will be 18 to Vanguard.
No guard again.
Drive check. Effulgence.
And damage check. Makani.
And turn.
Stand and draw. Discard. Ride. Go to battle. Let's swing here to rear.
No guard.
Check pony.
Okay, retire.
And turn.
Okay, stand and draw. Okay, let's discard Lalorita and then ride forward. Tactical Gleam, check top 3. Okay. Okay. Okay, put it on top like this. And then I'll call Effulgent Wizard to rear. Okay. Battle phase. I'll go. Do 10. Check top card. Put into soul.
Okay. 15.
Okay. And this will be 21 to Vanguard.
No guard.
Alright, direct check. First, second heal. Doesn't go off. Okay. And on. Yeah, and then on my turn.
Stand and draw. Yeah, so 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, that's 15. God, that sucks. I'll discard heal, I'll ride to barrel, skill Spartan, put plenty of soul, draw 1, soul charge 1. I'll play Curtis, soul charge 1 plus 5, or sorry, not Curtis, Swirler. Soul charge 1 plus 5 plus 5. Play Curtis here, so charge 2, plus 10. I guess overcall Curtis. Yeah. Overcall Curtis, so charge 2, plus 10 to back row. And then bind 1 and 2. I don't have to do that anymore. That's fine. 3 ponies, so charge 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 30k to back row. And call out. Braver.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Go to battle, and let's go ahead and do 73 to Van.
No guard.
Okay.
Crit, out of Van.
Okay, so charge 1, 5 to back. This goes to zero, don't counter charge. Swing in for 83.
No guard. Damage check. Stun.
Okay. So charge goes to soul, swing in, skill, counter blast, so it goes to soul. Do it backwards, draw 1. Well, could draw. And Lilac, skill could draw, counterblast, discard, add PG to hand, and then soul charge 1. And then front row gets +5. So this is going to be 28, 2 damage.
Okay. I'll do OT to pass.
Okay. First check, and second check, crit. Power here, crit here. It's going to be 35.
35. Okay.
And then 55, 2 damage.
No guard. First heal, just go off.
Okay.
And then second, no trigger.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Stand, draw. Okay. Sunrise. Okay. Phase. Let's go with Quadricast first. Check top 2. Okay. Put it on top like this, and then still charge F again. Then I'll call Quadricast +1. Check top 2. Okay. Okay. I'll add both cards to hand and then put a card from hand on my deck. Demo, call Quadricast over here. Okay. Top 2. Okay. I'll add both to hand and then put one to bottom.
Okay.
And then let's go Wallarita and Mara. I'll get 2k.
Okay.
This will be 25 to Vanguard.
Okay, let's do 28.
Okay, and then this will be 35 to Vanguard.
We'll do 38.
Okay. This will be 31 with 3 dries.
We'll do PG.
Okay. First, no trigger. Second, crit. Go 20k to that Quadricast. So blessed 1. Freestand. And then third check will be no trigger. Alright, so I'll use Wallarita, Counter Blast 1, Soul Blast 1, Retire, and then Restand. Okay, so yeah, you're at 3. So this will be 30 to Vanguard.
I'll use this thing, still blast out Uncanny for 38.
Okay. Alright, this has crit. Yeah. Yeah, I'll hit 50 with it.
Damage? Yep.
Okay. Oh wait, shouldn't you be at 5?
Why?
Okay. Oh, never mind. I didn't see the second damage go through.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, end turn.
Stand and draw. Battle phase. Skill. Crit. Draw. Counterblast. Call Lilac. I guess. Call Swiller. So play 1. I got +5. They'll get +10. That was my over trigger. Fuck you, Swirler. Okay. 23, 2 damage.
Okay. PG and then discard. Discard crit.
Okay. First check and second check.
Okay. Move from game.
And swing in. Oh yeah, mine gets relieved too, I think. 23.
23. Yeah, block 28.
Okay. And then 46.
Okay. Another crit.
Go ahead.
Okay. Stand and draw. Okay, no persona. Yeah. Okay. So quadricast, check top 2.
No, I guess it doesn't.
Okay. Okay, I'll add both to hand. And then one to bottom. Call Aquamarine to rear.
Yep.
Here. Fine. And then I'll call PG behind Octaray here.
Mm-hmm.
This will be 13 to 13.
18.
Okay. This will be 16 to burn.
18 again.
Okay. 23 twin drive.
2 to pass.
First. Second, crit. 10k over here. So last one, ready stand with the crit. Okay. And then this will be 23.
No, okay. You got it.
Alright.
Oh, Swirler, you fucked me. You didn't have a PG in hand, right?
I had one more.
Oh.
I guess Swirler didn't fuck me. Cause I played Swirler and then he made me soul charge my over trigger. But I guess if I checked it, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have been able to add PG from drop, so I would have at least survived this turn. But then I would draw this, not play it, or not ride it, play it out, and then swing it. And then draw this, and then check, and check. Yeah, so what my difference?
Alright, cool. GG's. Thanks for playing with me.
Yeah, happy to help.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna play some more testing by yourself, or is that it for the stream?
I think that's gonna be it for now.
Alright, have a good day then, Curly.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Alright. I guess it doesn't matter if I lower the music. Alright, yeah, I think that went okay. The thing with Hexorb is that, you know, she swings in with the big numbers. So it's really hard to guard, especially with the restands. I definitely played it right in terms of like guarding the first attacks and then kind of just eating it afterwards and trying to guard early. But nothing ever feels right against Hexorb, man. It's just always like, no matter what I do, I feel like I misplay because then like they check crit and it's like, yeah, fuck me. I don't know how likely Hexorb is going to be. I know she's a lot more popular now, but I feel like it's just our format is super saturated in terms of Gandiva and stuff, so I don't know how that's going to work. You look at my list for some feedback? Sure. Not that one. Deck edit. That's the list. Make sure to find a weed smoking intern responsible for BT12 barrel support and punch him real hard. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter in terms for BRO because we don't have set 12 until October. But come set 12, yeah. Come after BRO. I'm probably. I already gave BRO a vacation, but we're gonna pull him out for BRO. And then put him back on vacation. Because it's just too rough right now. So I will probably actually, it turns out I think I'm playing this
like IRL, like I'm playing bad. But yeah, just now I had the draw. Where's Lever? Oh, this is not in order, that's why. There he is. There we go.
So if I can offer some suggestions for new season, we are still in set 10-11 format. Depends on your tourney. To the tourney you're going to. It's gonna be BRO, so it's just set 10. At least with this list specifically. Here are the changes I would suggest. Sure, what you got?
Oh, other than play another deck. Oops. Next. Keep forgetting to post on Discord when I go live, but oh well. Let's close that. I hate that I think I liked the first game against Dawnbreaker better, because I think the second one was a little sacky for both of us. I think me a little more than him, but I accidentally saved them under the same name, so I lost the first one because I overrode it with the second one. But not that the second one wasn't good, I just feel like I liked the first one better. But especially because he got to, like, I think restand, but I'm they're all blending together. But I only have the second match and the third match, but I'll see if I do something with that, because I have a bunch of replays saved and I just haven't done jack a shit with them. But as much as I'd like to, like, upload matches or just games from CFA, I feel like no one really watches that on YouTube much. Not that I matter. Not that I matter. Not that I care. But I don't know if it's worth, like, editing it. Of course, the one I win is the one I actually draw PGs. Yeah, I mean, that'll definitely make the difference. -2 Makani, -3 Order, -1 Lilac, -2 Cutting Sword, 1 Unflipper. I guess you mean Engraver. +1 Swirler, +2 of the other BARO Order, +2 Keenly, +2 of the Demon Grade 1. BARO is fun, one of my favorite decks of all time, but deck can't hold its own in the long game. It needs to kill quick. Well, yeah, that's why I'm playing this build specifically. That's why I took out Keenly Ludley, because there's no point in my opinion, having Keenly Ludley, because the game is too fast. So waiting for you to use Keenly Ludley or trying not to deck out is not gonna happen. Like, yeah, Keenly gets big, but that's at the cost of CB1 and putting a bunch of junk back into your deck. So Lilac does that for free. I'm not playing the dolls because I stopped playing the dolls a while back because I don't want to rely too much on Counterblast. I don't have anything against playing Amanda, and I just rather not play it. But that's just me specifically. I started running in the new Makanis. I don't know how I like them too much. I might go... I don't really have a lot of time to decide. I might do 4 Swirler, 1 Makani. I don't know. I feel like 1 is not enough. The thing I like about Makani is just that he's technically Soul 2 versus Swirler is just Soul 1. But so I can actually throw him out early, get a little bit of early pressure if I need to. But you don't care about the junk back, you care about the damage. Getting them to 4 to 5 means Lilac can use you can use aggressive with them. Then once they kill them, you use Keenly to kill. Yeah, but they get like the same power ceilings almost, because Lilac can hit. If I have like 20 cards, right, in my soul, Lilac is swinging after the barrel swing. Lilac swings in for what, 52, I think. Because it's 2 times 20 is 40, plus 2 is 42, plus 10 is 52. Whereas like with Keenly, to get that much, I would just have to put in a bunch of cards and not hit 15 next turn. Because to hit that much, Keenly's at 10, she becomes 20. To hit 55, basically, you'd have to put in what 25 30, I swear I'm good at math. 35 45, wait, no, 25 30 35 40 45 50 55. You have to put in 7 cards, which means I can't call out Lilac Lasher, because then he's instead gonna swing in for like 20 something, because he's gonna lose the power, and she's gonna be like a decent number. So I don't know. Okay, so you turn realistically in a perfect world would have 2 unblockable rears with swirl, yep, and then you ideally will call 2 Lilacs. Not really. Getting them to 2 to 3 on turn 3. Then you need Lilac or Keenly to push. Well, that's assuming in a perfect world that you have 3 Lilacs in your soul. Like, you have all 3 of them in your soul. If I'm calling out double, if I'm facing against Gandiva, they're just going to retire both of them, and I'm not going to have any for next turn. So, I don't know. Whoa. I just dropped a bunch of God damn it. Let's see if I can find that. Let's get that one. I don't really want this. That would have sucked. Exactly why you need Keenly? Why do I need Keenly? To be the 4th Lilac? Why not play 4 Lilac at that point? So if they kill Lilac, you can use Keenly to also push for so much that. Yeah, but Lilac and Keenly technically do the same thing in that case, right? If I play 4 Lilac, I call out 2 for my first swing. Gandiva retires both of them or whatever. They attack into it. Next turn, I'm still calling out presumably Lilac and Keenly, but if I call out Keenly, the Lilac becomes way weaker because I have to put in a bunch of cards back into my deck for Keenly to hit. Whereas if I call double Lilac, the Lilacs still hit for, 3 cards to guard at least, right? As opposed to having Keenly be like 90 something and then Lilac only hit for like 22 or something like that because I put everything back. And then next turn, I don't hit 15 soul because I just have a bunch of random stuff in my deck that I'm just going to draw into it. I'm not really going to be able to, hit that soul again. So if I don't win that turn, I'm dead, right? So I don't know if it's really better to just have a huge 90k and a small Lilac. I feel like it's better to just have big Lilac and big Lilac. But damaging Lilac without another pusher sucks. Dolls at least are 18k solos, so if you don't have a Lilac, you don't have anyone to push. That's true, and that's an huge issue that I've had. So maybe I could do, maybe I can take out Makani and do 2 Amandines. Maybe I can try that, because they kind of net me the same thing. The reason I don't like playing Amandine is because I'd rather play Pandemonium, right? Because if you play Amandine, you have to counterblast 1 to then have everything else get plus soul, but you still need a counterblast for barrel skill. So that means you have to at least either be 2 damage or be 1 damage and have Engraver and still be able to hit 15 with everything that you have, and that's just asking for a lot, right? At that point, you're not even worth playing Pandemonium, because then you need 3 counterblasts, right, to still be able to hit 15, even though it gives you 5 soul. So it's just easier to not play a Mandine, not have to worry about that soul, and then just playing Pandemonium, in my opinion, which is counterblast 1, soul charge 4. Whereas like if you play a Mandine, counterblast 1, you still have to play minimum like 2 swirlers just to get the same thing that Pandemonium just gave you. And Pandemonium is just 1 card. Whereas a Mandine, 2 swirlers and a counterblast gives you 4 soul. The Amandine gives you, the Pandemonium gives you 4 for counterblast 1. I guess technically it gives you 5 soul, technically, because of the fact that you can use Pony and get the extra card in soul. And this is maybe better because of the damage, but
this is still cheaper, and it means you get to, you know, not have to be so much damage, and you actually possibly have a next turn. Which is kind of the whole goal of this deck, which is why I'm playing like Persona Rides and stuff. The order does nothing else for you. You have a lot of cards that are just soul charge bots. Curtis, Swirler Pony. You're leaving yourself with little things to help push you forward. Hard mulligan for Doll is so much safer. I don't know about that. Even if you keep your 3 Lilacs and maybe 1 Keenly, just have another pusher. What? I don't understand why you say 3 Lilacs and 1 Keenly when I still like. Can we at least agree that 4 Lilac and 1? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because that's still the same number of like attackers. If we're doing 3 and 1, that's still 4. Okay, fair enough. The meta is a little aggressive, so people will probably not deny you, but at the same time, you don't want to take early damage. If you can, so I agree with no Amanda, and exactly that's the whole thing. That's exactly the problem. So yes, I don't want to take early damage so that I can try and survive, have another turn, close them out, right? Because if you give me 2 turns, typically I will win, right? Unless you have a bunch of PGs or I brick or whatever the case may be. Optimally, if I open optimally, after after 2 grade 3 turns, I will win or I will die, right? Which is why I took out a Mandine so I can take less damage, still hit 15, have a decent grade 3 turn still, right? Without having to use so much damage, but then have the Persona Ride in case I get it, to then still have the decent swing. Whether or not the Persona Ride is actually worth it is debatable, right? Because it's a dead card, it doesn't do anything for you, but when the Persona Ride goes off, it's really good. But that's sort of the backup that I have with the Persona Ride, but really it's just the 4 Lilacs. We're just spamming Lilacs and trying to close out games with that. It is what it is, because I don't have anything to do. I don't have any aggression early game. I have the Swirlers for my grade 3, and then after that, I just have to rely on getting Lilacs, which is about the same either way. 1 or 2 copies of the Devil 1 can be a cute way to get through. Also, I tried Rail 2 versus Blue. I've actually, all these things that you've said, like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I've tried all these things. I've been playing BARO since like day 1. I just took out the red OT for the blue one because I tested it over the weekend, and the red one, it just didn't really feel as good. I even managed to get it like early, right? Because one of the good things about the red OT is that you can get it early, you have nothing on board, you draw 2, and that helps you get cards to soul, to hit soul, and you can call something out, get like an engraver with 100 million, swing in, get the soul charge, right? That kind of stuff. Or later on, you can like hit a Lilac, have it swing in twice. But it's kind of like a little underwhelming, to be honest, once I finally got to use it. So I switched to the blue one, which I feel is a little bit stronger, because putting the extra crit on the Lilac is really nice, because if there's a situation where I have to call out like Lilac and some trash, I can give the trash 100 million, or if it's just double Lilac, it's still 100 million in crit, which is, basically 3 damage, which is about the same as it restanding, but getting the card from drop, I feel like is stronger than just randomly drawing a card. Because I can like very easily get back a trigger that I discarded early game, a PG that I discarded or used early game. I feel like that's a little bit better. Hey Ninja Magus, we're doing all right. Could you just be testing groups too? BARO is your go-to in meta that is aggressive. You need to be able to kill them quick, since deck hit critical mass so fast. That's why I choose Doll, Red OT, 4 Swirler, and 2 of the BARO order. 5 get a front row just because I want them dead by turn 4 to 5. And we're doing the same thing. We're trying to do the same thing, just in different ways. I don't like playing the BARO order. I've tried it a couple of times early on. I'll be honest, it's been a long time since I tried it again. So I think with a Mandine, I don't know. I just can't see it where I have to counterblast 1 for a Mandine and counterblast again for an order, and then that only nets me +5 to the front row, which doesn't matter, right? Because you're playing Swirlers, so they're gonna be big anyway. So it only matters like late game, but late game I don't want to soul charge anyways, right? But to be fair, I've only tried it a few times and I just did not like it. It's basically Pandemonium, except you soul charge 1 card less, but in exchange, you get to, for the rest of your turn, your Vanguard gets a skill where if you have 10 or more cards in Soul, your front row units get +5. Plus, I play Quagra, so I technically get all of that. It's just in different ways. So Soul Charge 3 if you have Barrel, and then you get the skill where front row gets 5k. And that lasts a whole turn because, you know, Barrel has the skill. So your first swings and then the things you call out, instead of +10, they get +15. I don't know. I've been wanting to like try this out in Gear Days to like give it another shot. Like in theory it works good. It's just like you don't want to pay CB1 after your first grade 3 turn to Soul Charge 3 because you will only have like 15 cards left in deck maximum, right? So that just seems like a lot. The 5k is nice, but I just don't feel like it's worth it. It turns him into a 28k, which is important, which is true, but that's again why I have the Quagra, which makes him 28 also. But to be honest, Barrow is usually just a PG magnet, right? Yeah. Doll means you don't need to do what you did that game in calling Curtis over Curtis. I mean, true, but I would have also needed one more counterblast, but I got pushed to, I think, 5, so it wouldn't have mattered in hindsight. But calling Curtis over Curtis is kind of whatever, to be honest, because Curtis is, if I called like Swirler over Swirler or something like that, but Curtis over Curtis kind of doesn't matter just because they don't have shield. And you don't want to play Curtis later on because then you're forced to Soul Charge. But yeah, it is a waste. But Doll helps consistency issues, so you're not giving up cards to try and get there. It's just too much. It's a trade-off that I don't want to do. This guy will go on a 60-minute rant on why Doll sucks. New video tomorrow while Doll sucks now. I've actually been meaning not make a video specifically saying why Doll sucks, which is why I don't play it. It's just a trade-off because you still have to counterblast 1 for it. So you have to get extra damage, right? And then you have to just make sure you have the right pieces for it. So I will give this, instead of Makani, it kind of does the same thing. Doll suck, Luke forever. It's kind of the same thing. If I play Makani or the Doll, because they kind of give me the extra soul, so I'm thinking the Doll is better. You can't complain about CV when you're playing Cutting Sword, but you don't have to use Cutting Sword. There's a difference, right? You use a Mandine. If you play a Mandine, you have to counterblast 1 and you have to get the Soul Charge, right? There's just no way around it. Like, you have to do this to hit 15. Otherwise, you're just fucked. You're dead, right? Whereas Quagra, you don't have to do that. I can just call Quagra. I get 5k to front row, right? I don't have to use the counterblast. And if I use the counterblast, it's to get something from Soul, either because like shit went south on 15, so I need to like pull out a Curtis and I have the counterblast to then call it, hit 15, or I need to get a PG to try and last next turn and buff up my front row a little bit. Count to 15 or if you die. Yeah, exactly. And if you don't have a Mandine, you're dead, right? Whereas like if I don't have Quagra, I'm fine. Is what I'm trying to say, right? If I don't have the CB for a Mandine, I play a Mandine, I'm fucked. If I don't have the CB to play Quagra, that's fine. Right? Well, they're completely different in like how essential they are. But all right. I will see if I can test out, not on stream because I have to go. 2 Mandine instead of the 2 Makani, but because it's about the same thing, same purpose, and I think it gives me more value, especially like the fact that she gets 10k. But yeah, just buy a sword because she's the OG waifu. Yeah, I'll probably. I will be playing her again once I get my hands on this stupid ass promo. That is super hard to get right now. And plus, in my opinion, she gets really good in set 11. Everyone wants to say she still sucks, but that's just me. But alright. We'll leave it at that. And I'll try it out. I guess I'll post on Twitter how I feel about it. If I don't, I don't know. I have like
an hour to make up my mind before I can't register for BRO. So yeah, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks everyone for stopping by. Thanks Dawnbreaker for playing some games with me. Thanks Sepkin Cup for trying to get me to play Doll again. Yes. Please trust in the suggestions. At least try them. Please test them. I promise you will not regret it. I mean, the only suggestion I'll take is the can play bro. All of these suggestions you gave, I've played them. You can take a look at all the videos on this channel, how I've gone over all of them. I have played Guam. I have Guamon SP, bro. I know you can play Guamon. I'm not just some pleb that's never played BARO before. Trust me, I get it. But yeah, BARO best deck. Take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard. Have yourselves a damn good one. We'll be back Thursday with I guess more testing, even though the deck list is locked in stone. But take care, guys.